Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to Team Graveyard Chaos, and I'm bringing you here the My Sark Magician deck profile. I hope you like it, and yep, let's get this started. So, because this is Sark, first you're gonna start off with triple Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Very simple card, you just need it for the Sark. And sometimes in this deck, there are times when you brick, and he helps you unbreak, start your Astrograph Sorcerer, and start your place off. So it's a good card overall. Then your main engine, you run triple Astrograph Sorcerer. Very simple, gives you pluses. If anything gets destroyed on your turn, your opponent's turn, or whenever, you special summon him, he gets all your plays together. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you know what he does. Next we have triple Chronograph Sorcerer. Chronograph Sorcerer, it's mainly just to summon your heavy metal foes, Electromite. Aside from that, you can make some other plays, but that's the main point of Sorcerer. So run 3 of them, get your link started. Next up we have triple Wisdom Eye Magicians. So Wisdom Eye Magician, it's by far your main engine that you start off with, because if you draw 2, you basically just got a skill, you got a +1 if Astrograph's in hand and Chronograph's in hand, you just got yourself an Electromite, and all your plays start off from there. I'm pretty sure if you play Yu-Gi-Oh, you know this card. Then next off, we have triple Harmonizing Magician. Harmonizing Magician, it's also a pretty good card that you can use both on skill and summoning. So what this does is whenever it's pendulum summoned from the hand, you get to special summon one magician from your deck, but its effects are negated and you put it on defense position. So it still teaches out your card. You can make link plays, you can XCs for anything you need a rank 4. And just an overall good card. And if you wish to put it on the scale, if you don't have nothing else, it's a scale 8, put it on the scale, and it boosts your attacks by up to 600. So if you need to run over kaijus or something big, just put it on your scale. Next we have triple purple Poison Magician. This card, it's actually one of my favorite cards of the deck, because every time I would draw into this, put it on my skill, and destroy it with something, and basically get rid of something my opponent has, get a surge, then I get special summon a monster. It's really good. If you combine it with a trap, you basically destroy 2 cards your opponent controls, and it's really good. Plus, if it's on your scale and you're having problem with a monster, or you're going against anti-meta, it's actually pretty good helping with anti-meta, because you summon a magician or one of your sorcerers, you attack with that, you activate its effect, destroy himself, boost yourself something, and then destroy something your opponent has. So really good card. Next, triple Black Fang. When last time I went to the regionals, I would always draw into one of the poisons and one of the fangs. So these 2 guys always go together. They like each other, and they are both really good going together. So mainly you want to use his monster effect after you have used some of your cards to send stuff to the graveyard, so you can special summon it. But regardless, if you need to start off a chain, just get its effect off to half an opponent's monster attack, destroy him, get your Astrograph Sorcerer started. So it helps. Then you run 2 White Wind Magician. She's not the best magician on the deck, but you need it for Sark. And I tested it, and 2 was good. 1 kind of wasn't enough. I would never get it to her, and the only way to summon her was by searching it with one of the magicians. So I ran a 2. It's actually pretty good. And if you need a quick synchro play, it's a tuner. And if you need an XC to just finish off your opponent, it's also level 4 for rank 4s. And there you go. Then you run the 1 Stargazer. This basically is if you run into something you cannot destroy your first turn, You put Astrograph, destroy it, get this, normal summon something, get your Electromite going. Aside from that, it's not the most broken card, but it helps. Plus, it's skill 1, so complete your skill. And same thing, one time gazer for your chronograph, get it started, and it's skill 8 if you need skill. Plus, if you want to get over anti-meta, if you attack with a pendulum monster, your opponent cannot activate traps during the battle phase, so that helps too. Next of the one-ups still, one time breaker. He's a field monster omega. That's a good effect. And you use him mainly for your level 7 synchro. So that's mainly what you use him for. Aside from that, he's just a good field remover. He does target, and it is kind of slow because you have to waste a normal summon or a place on the field to pendulum summon him. But if you need something to remove something that's bothering you, just use this effect, banish it, and banish himself. Attack directly. Then we have one Oath Dragon Magician. I tried 2, but 2 wasn't really good because often times I would draw into him, and then I would have the chance to get another one of him out, but I really didn't have anything else to search. So 1's good. Get off your Wisdom Eye. You just wanna have him to get yourself a +1 at the first turn. Then you want to get rid of him to put a different skill. Aside from that, he just gives you a +1. You don't want to pendulum summon him. Then the one Effect Veiler. So I was thinking of putting him at 3, but actually putting him at 1 was good enough. I didn't really had the need to put more than 1, and 1 is really good enough. So every time I would draw into Effect Veiler, pretty much I won on the last regionals. So it's really good. At least 1. You can run 3, but you don't have to. And that's it for the monsters. And right into the spells. So you start off with Triple Alliance. You run Triple Alliance because of your Pendulum Graphs, and because Odd Eye's not a magician, he's hard to search. So if you need to Sark, just use Alliance, get him on your hand, Sark. That's about it. Then triple Star Pendulum Graph. Very simple. Star Pendulum Graph gives you pluses from you destroying your monsters, which you always do. If you have Astrograph in hand, you basically win +2 from one any card that you destroyed. Really good card. Always run a 3. Then you run 2 Desires because 3 is too cloggy, and 1 you will never see 1 on your hand. So run a 2. He gets rid of your dead hands and it helps you go in a +1. Then you run the 1 Wavering Eyes because you do not want to get rid of all your skills by running 3 of them, and also running 1 of them. Whenever I drew it, I got a pretty good board. And unless you're going to a mirror match, you don't want to run more than 1 because you're obviously not gonna be able to search another one of his last effect. So 1 is enough. 1 is pretty good. Then you run the 1 Pendulum Call. So this is mainly when you brick, because if you activate this, you cannot destroy your scales anymore until your next standby phase, which sucks in this deck, but sometimes you do need it to finish your stuff. And also you cannot activate it if you activated one of your Pendulum monsters effect. So if you Wisdom Eye, you cannot activate this, and if you activate this, you can activate Wisdom Eye. So run at 1 because more than 1 is too cloggy, but it helps. Then we have 2 Time Pendulum Graph. Pendulum Graph, as I said, you combine this with Purple Poison, get rid of 2 things your opponent controls. You combine it with Pendulum Graph, you target and destroy 1, and then you just get rid of the other one. No target, no destruction, just send it out. So, really good card. Wipe your opponent's board. And then we have the one warning, because it is at one, and basically, if you don't want to get rid of all your life points, he can stop a lot of things without having to judgment yourself. And it just, you don't want to run a lot of heavy traps in this deck because it's a fun deck. It's not main meta, and you want to let your opponent have a turn. So run once enough. Then onto the extra deck. I run one of everything on my deck. So one Electromite. He's your staple in any Pendulum deck right now. If you don't know what it does, basically when he's link summoned, you send one Pendulum from your deck face up on the extra deck. Then you can destroy another card on the field that's not himself. Get a Pendulum card from your extra deck to your hand, and if a Pendulum card leaves your side of the field once per turn, you get to draw a card. So you use his effect, send Astrograph, destroy something, get Astrograph, chain Astrograph's effect, you special summon Astrograph, you search something, and you draw from his effect, so you just went +2 with one card. Very simple. Then you run the one Metaltron. So he does not really do much in this deck. I mainly use him because he's a 25 beater. His effect of Field Omega, it's okay, but oftentimes you don't use it. The main reason we want to use him is so you can use your Electromite to link for him to summon what I'm going to show you next. Then you run one Proxy Dragon, because after your Metaltron, you want a Proxy Dragon, so you can put him next to Sark, so that nothing can be destroyed, because his effect destroys Sark, Sark cannot be destroyed, and just loop it. One Dark Rebellion, because it's Dark Rebellion. What else can I say? Detach 2, have your opponent's monster attack against the attack. Very simple. If you need to get rid of something, just get rid of him with this. OTKs, finish your opponent. And another OTK card, Supreme King Rebellion. Another OTK, detach, but he only detach one. Then get all of your opponent's monster attack and attack directly. He's basically 4,000 when he attacks. So really good, OTK. Then you run the one Time Star. With Time Star, I also like to combine him with the Time Pendulum Graph, because you activate his effect to not destroy your Pendulum monster, and because you do not destroy two cards with the Trap effect, you get to target and destroy one card your opponent controls, and then you get to send one card your opponent controls from the field to grave without destroying or targeting. So really good. Also, you use him to search all your Sark pieces, and he's just a 24 beater, really good in the deck. Plus, he's a magician. He can protect himself, protect your other magicians. Really good. Then you run the one Absolute. The reason why you run the Absolute is so you can do the Sephra combo with What's Next, which is the Odd Eyes Vortex. So you summon him with the Electromite, then you send them both to the grave for Metaltron. So you get a Metaltron on the field, and you get a Vortex on the field. So you get a Negate, and you get a Field Omega. Then you run the one Starving Venom, because Starving Venom can turn into your Electromite per turn. So you can chain his effect once again. So really good card. You don't want to run two, because you don't want people to think that you're running that OTK, because you're not, because it's a fun deck and you want to have fun with your friends and not destroy them on the first turn. Then the bread and butter of this deck, you run the one Supreme King Sark, because when you summon Sark, you summon 3 other monsters, attack your opponent for game, and it's done. If you don't know what Sark does, when he's summoned to the field, when he's fusion summoned to the field, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls, and he's a 4K beater, so nothing else to say. He cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects, so he comes on the field, and unless they kaiju it, he's gonna stay on the field. But usually you want to OTK when he's on the field. But yep. Then you run the 1 Stardust Spark Dragon, because he's a level 8, so you can summon easily with your effects. He can protect any of your stuff 1 per turn. So if you need to just stay alive, summon him. 25. He cannot be destroyed once per turn. Good enough. Then run the 1 Clear Synchro. Clear Wing, it's not something you'll go always into, but you want to have him just in case you want to go into stuff. And if your opponent just destroy your hand and all you have is harmonizing and let's say your odd eyes, Pendulum summon the odd eyes, harmonizing, use harmonized effect, special summon something, synchro for him, and protect him and your odd eyes and just try to beat down for game. Then you have your Synchro Raigeki, Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. He's a Raigeki, nothing else to say. Since he is a Raigeki, he's not going to destroy anything else by battle unless whatever was on the field cannot be destroyed by card effects. But often more of the times, you will Raigeki everything your opponent controls, and then you attack 25 directly. Very simple. Then the main level 7 Synchro you'll go into, it's the Black Rose Dragon, because sometimes, yes, your opponent will be mean and destroy everything you have, so you just summon him, get rid of your opponent's entire board. And last but not least, Enlightenment Paladin, because he's a 25 beater, he's easy to summon, and if you don't have a Pendulum Graph, just get out with his effect. If you need any of your spells, get out with his effect. If you're just running out of stuff, get your desires back. Any of your spells, just get him back with his effect. He's a 25 beater, and if he destroys anything by battle, your opponent takes damage to half his attack. So, pretty simple. So yeah, that's my Sark deck. Hope you guys like it. Please have fun with it. If you want to change something, change some radios, try it out. The main core is a meta deck, but I tried to make this just regular fun deck for you guys to enjoy. So yeah, tune up again with Team Graveyard Chaos. Peace.